Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, you know the drill. Hit the subscribe button, leave a like down below. I know I'm very aware of the audio issues. I am working to correct that, so please bear with me in the meantime. With that being said, we got to talk about the highlights of all the information that just dropped for 2K24. Things that stuck out to me. Now, everybody's going to be covering this, so I'm just going to pick things that stood out to me personally, that I liked, and then we'll go from there. All right, right off the bat. Ultimate Warrior is now confirmed to be in the game. Not only is he in the game, but it looks like they fixed his model a little bit. He's a lot beefier, like he's supposed to be. I don't like the attire they picked, but it's a match in showcase mode, so it makes sense. I'm just glad he got a new attire at this point. I guess we'll still have to rely on the community to get the other attires that I kind of wish were in there, like the WrestleMania 6 one where he fought Hulk Hogan, or one of the ones in WCW. He's had so many. They always pick the plain ones or the easy ones. The ones that, to me, weren't his best. Anyway, but I'm just happy that he got a new attire look. They fixed his body proportions because he was really skinny and tiny in the last couple games. So that's pretty cool. The Ultimate Warrior got an update. So he is in the game. And the showcase match that he's in showcase mode, is against Rick Rude. Probably one of Warrior's best matches. And the Rick Rude version of Rick Rude, the Rick Rude character model looks exactly like him. They did a really good job on that. And he's wearing the Ultimate Warrior tights, which I think is hilarious because it's just Ultimate Warrior's face on his butt. I just think it's funny. So that'll be really cool to relive that match. One thing about the showcase that isn't in this current build of the game is the one that they're letting people play, is that there's no commentary, which might be a little jarring, you know. I mean, I get it, especially those old 80s matches. The commentators are pretty much all gone now, so yeah. Anyway, and then the next thing, there's a few new roster members, or at least attires that I want to address that stood out to me personally. Rick Rude, like I just said, the Ultimate Warrior tights. Ultimate Warrior's new attire, which looks really cool. Trish Stratus, we got a good look at her new attire, which looks really cool. It's basically what she's been wearing currently, so it's basically a current model, and her character model looks really, really good because of the new scan. The wrestling belts themselves look shinier. They look more like a wrestling belt instead of like a plastic toy that you would get at like Toys R Us or Walmart or whatever toy shop that exists now. I'm old. I miss Toys R Us. Toys R Us was awesome. And then it looks like I was probably wrong about the reversal system. It looks like it is the same, but it looks like they did tweak it a little bit so it works better. So it might be the same, or it looks the same. I've been told it's the same, but it does look like it's more responsive, and they give you more opportunities to counter, because in the last game it was a crapshoot if you would counter or not. So yeah. Now for the multiple camera angles, it looks like if you're spectating, let's say AI versus AI, you just want to watch a match, so let's say you're simulating matches in universe mode or whatever, it has buttons that you could press during the match. You don't have to pause to change it during spectator mode, so you can have different camera angles and stuff and be like the director of it if you're trying to make like a show, like I was going to do the last couple games. So that is huge, awesome news for me. I don't know. They didn't confirm if you could do it while playing, because a lot of those buttons are going to be used for actually, you know, doing moves and stuff. But you can pause and change it during mid-game, and you can also go into the options on the main menu and save whichever camera angle you want. So me, right away, I'm going to change it to the entrance ramp, because that's my favorite camera angle, because then you can see the cool Titantron in all its glory. And I don't know, I just love that camera angle. I don't know why they ever went to the side, or should I say the hard cam, like they do in the real shows. I guess for simulation purposes. But yeah, I really like the camera behind where you can see the entire entrance ramp. I think that's cool. So that's the one I'm going to be using. Other little things that they've pointed out is obviously the real referees are finally getting some love. I don't know why it took so long. I mean, they're part of the show. They're very integral to wrestling in general. It's really cool to see the refs finally get some love, some representation in these games. So shout outs to them. I'm very happy for them. And then cool little features that they added. Now you can fight on top of a table. You can clear it off, and once it's cleared off, you can climb on top and do little fights up there and jump off the table. I think that's really cool. And another thing that I noticed during the Ultimate Warrior match, or when someone was using Ultimate Warrior, is the face paint finally fades. That's been a requested feature for a long time. Hopefully you can turn that on and off, because the wrestler I make every year, I use face paint, and personally for my character, I don't want the face paint to fade. But for, let's say, like an Ultimate Warrior or something, I guess it could fade. I might leave it on. Hopefully they have a little toggle that you can turn it on and off just in case you don't like it. I think that's a cool feature because it makes it feel more like this match has been going on a long time type thing. I don't know, it just makes you seem more battle hardened. It's kind of like battle damage. I think it's a really cool feature. And then, of course, news broke yesterday where you'll be able to take the straps off, like in the old games, like a Kurt Angle or Undertaker when crap's about to go down. I don't know why everybody was so crazy about that feature. It's like, okay, but I get it. It's the little things. So overall, I feel like what everybody else is saying, this is just like a 2K23 plus, and if they went through and refined a bunch of stuff and made it work better, then I'm all for it. I wish it was just an update for 2K23, honestly, but I mean, that's not how these games work. We were all programmed to buy it every year. We got new roster updates, like actual attire updates this year for certain wrestlers, new models for certain wrestlers, like Rhea Ripley looks amazing, Trish, Ultimate Warrior looks a lot better, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of, like, just an overhaul, it feels like an upgrade, if you will. Like, it kind of feels like a next gen, or like a complete edition. I'll put it that way. It's the Game of the Year edition of 2K23. So what are some things that stood out to you that I didn't mention in this video? Sound off in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and stay frosty.